From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Evening, everyone. I'm Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio, and this is your Night Beat for Thursday, July 17th. It's a story that grabbed local headlines yesterday. A Wisconsin man being arrested here in Lincoln after he was found with a woman's body in the back seat of the car he was driving. Today, we have confirmed the identity of the woman killed and learned more about where the case stands. The sheriff's office in Wisconsin says the woman found dead is Dorinda Segebrecht. She had been reported missing and endangered out of Dodgeville since Monday. Troopers spotted 23-year-old Gavin Thompson driving along I-80 near Northwest 48th Street early Wednesday morning, driving Segebrecht's car. NSP tried chasing the car down before Thompson crashed and ran off on foot, and that's where they found Segebrecht's body in the back seat. Thompson now faces charges of first-degree intentional homicide, hiding a corpse, and two others. A judge here in Lincoln ruled today that he will be held without bond, but his first court appearance was pushed back to Friday afternoon. And another case in the courts we've been following closely is seeing an update. Those representing former Seward County Deputy Anthony Gann are requesting that his case be taken up by the Court of Appeals to see if it can be tossed out. Earlier this month, they had filed a motion to quash the case, with Gann's attorney arguing that the grand jury in the case had been informed of the wrong use of force laws. You may remember that Gann is accused of shooting and killing a Hastings man almost 2 years ago after a chase with deputies ended in Lancaster County. We'll be sure to update you on the case as more details come into the newsroom. One Lincoln woman is behind bars after police say her 2, 5, and 7-year-old children were living in a filthy, cockroach-infested home. Those children are now in the state's custody. 26-year-old Susan Taban is facing one charge of intentional child abuse resulting in no injury. This comes after police were called to a home near 11th Street and Barker Lane after a neighbor called 911 due to a 2-year-old having something stuck up their nose. Police attempted to find and talk to the mother, but nobody was home. Inside the home, officers found flies, possible feces, and trash on the floor, and multiple nests of roaches and other bugs. Police found Taban about 2 hours later at her work, where she was arrested. In agriculture news, according to a report from Nebraska Today, Nebraska's average agricultural land value declined in 2025 for the first time in 6 years, falling 2% to $3,935 an acre, according to the final report from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's 2024-2025 Farm Real Estate Market Survey. The decline comes as Nebraska crop producers face growing financial pressures. Following years of rising farm income, the land market is beginning to reflect recent realities like lower crop revenues, elevated production costs, and higher interest rates, according to Jim Jansen, an agriculture economist with Nebraska Extension who coordinates the annual report. You can find a link to that full report on our website, 1011now.com. The ashes of a recently identified Nebraska man who died in World War II are making their way home to Plymouth decades after his death. Erwin Schopp is believed to have died at the start of 1943 after some U.S. forces surrendered to some Japanese soldiers. He was buried with several others in the Samara area. Schopp's remains were driven through the Omaha area on Wednesday, with State Patrol sharing this drone footage. The funeral home in charge of his funeral say they hope to lay the U.S. soldier to rest in place of his family who were unable to.
This is something that, as a funeral director, we don't get to experience often, and I've been lucky to experience this and serve families twice now. This also in 2018, I was able to do this with the Richard Lane family from Philly, Nebraska. So again, this is just a deep honor to be able to do this for these families.
Funeral services will be held Friday morning in Plymouth, and you can read more about this journey home on our 1011 Now app. And keep the bug spray handy. Mosquito pools in the Grand Island area have tested positive for the West Nile virus and the Jamestown Canyon virus. The Central District Health Department says the recent heavy rains have left favorable conditions for mosquitoes. Residents are urged to take precaution outside, especially at dawn and dusk when they are most active. No human cases of the Jamestown Canyon virus have been reported in the state yet. And check this video out in Iceland. Usually when most newlyweds plan their honeymoon, a common idea is to avoid anywhere that could be hit with a natural disaster. But one couple planned their whole getaway around it. 2 tourists in Iceland got to witness this eruption in Iceland that you're seeing on your screen now. They say they were checking the seismic activity in the area in the days leading up and eventually got the spectacular sight they wanted just after 4 in the morning. It was reported that nearly 100 people had to be evacuated from the area. Thankfully, though, no one was hurt. And as we wrap things up, here's a look at your 7-day forecast as we head into the weekend. After some cooler weather the last several days, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled summery conditions Friday into the weekend with hotter and more humid conditions heading our way. We'll also keep an eye on those chances for showers and thunderstorms Friday through the weekend and early next week, and keep an eye on the middle parts of the week next week as temperatures surge to the middle and upper 90s.
You've been listening to The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.